All right, once you print off your high contrast image, you want to make sure that you have one of these cutting mats down. And I suggest you tape down your image that you printed out onto that cutting mat, because then it's not going to move on you. So I'm just going to put a piece of tape there, and on the bottom, and then on the sides here. And then you want to cut off a piece of this screen, this green screen, that is slightly bigger than the area that you're going to work with. You want to have the matte side up when you do this. So matte means not shiny. So this side is the matte side. You can see this side is a little bit more shiny. You want the matte side up, and I suggest you tape this down as well. It just makes things easier for you. So I'm going to tape that down here. And then with our X-acto knife, remember your X-acto knife you should only be using at your table. If you're walking with this, you should walk with it pointed, the blade pointing towards the ground. Now you're going to take that X-acto knife, and on areas that are dark, you are going to go around those areas and cut them out. So for example, if I started on this area here, kind of the laugh line here, I'm not going to press very hard with my X-acto knife because there's two layers on here. There's kind of this greenish color layer, and then there's a clear layer underneath it. And I just want to cut through that green layer, and I'll show you what I mean by that here once I get around this area here. And the nice thing with the X-acto knife, you can get very detailed. Now I'm going to take the blade of the X-acto knife here and get it underneath here, and I can start to peel that area up. And so I'm just peeling that little section up like that. And then there's this little sliver, so I'm just getting my blade underneath it. And there. So essentially we're creating like a stencil, so there's plastic underneath here, and when we adhere this to the screen, that plastic is going to peel off, and the ink is only going to go into this area here that I'm cutting away. So now I could do the nostril here, so I'm going around that area with my X-acto knife. And then I get the blade underneath it here, and I peel that little section of the nostril up. And so now I could go around kind of this next area around the mouth here. You can always also move this board if it's easier to pull your X-acto knife this direction down. You know, do what's easiest for you so that you get good quality cuts here. But right now, because we have that high contrast image that we created, I'm only cutting out those areas that are black. And just remember, when you put this down, you want that matte or not shiny side up as you're cutting. So right now the next step is to cut all the areas that are black.